You like a woman with kids? No problem. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to date a woman with children. Listen, I didn't even want to do this one. I didn't even want to do this one. This might have to be two parts. But God told me, he said, Chris, this is my channel. And you're going to talk about what I said talk about. Now get out there and talk about how to date a woman with children. Now listen, brother, I already know what a lot of other podcasts, a lot of other people are saying. They say all these horrible things, but we coming against that today because one thing about my God, everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves redemption. We talked about having a builder and a destroyer. And the thing is, a lot of you brothers have met very good builders. Probably the one for you. But you're letting dating a woman with a child hinder you from being with that builder. Because of what the world might say, what everybody else might say, because of your fears. But anyways, we're going to break all that down today. So just stick with me, okay? So we're talking today about how to date a woman with kids. I know this is not a popular topic, but my sisters in Christ deserve love too. Now, this video ain't for them. This video is for you. Because a lot of you out there know you like this woman, you know she got kids, but yet you're afraid. So let me just help you understand the way God showed it to me. The first thing we're going to talk about is first you got to understand the value, right? See, right here on this scale, you got the single woman and then you got the mother with kids. This is old scale right here, old school scale. A lot of you think just because she's single that automatically means that she's better, right? Single does not equal better. But to be truthful, brother, also the mother could be better, but better don't mean you have to. You always got to remember first, you got a choice, right? But if you're going to not choose to date a woman with children, let it be because of your own conviction and not because of what everybody else is saying, right? Because let me tell you something. I know some wonderful women out here that's going to be wonderful wives and they do have children, right? So once you understand this, you got to understand even though single does not mean better and better don't mean must, what it does equal is Proverbs 3:5, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Pray about it. If you meet a nice woman and she's very nice and she's good and she's a builder, but you're kind of concerned because you had past traumatic experiences or you're having shared experience with somebody else's trauma because of what they dealt with somebody with a kid, take it to God. Trust in God and don't lean on your own understanding. All right? So what we're going to talk about here, number 2, reasoning. Let's just jump straight into it. Why? Why are you here? Why do you want to date this woman with kids, right? Let's say you done got past this stage. You say, yeah, I want to date her. I don't care if she got kids. Now we in the reasoning part. I ask you why. Is it because of your hormones? Because you're horny? Right? Is that what it is? Because that's what a lot of y'all like to do. Y'all think just because she thicker than a Dairy Queen Blizzard that you just finna go over there and have your way with her and you ain't gonna commit because she got kids. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Is it charity? Don't nobody need your handouts, right? Because one thing I know about it, bro, and I'm just going to be so real, a mother going to do what she got to do to make it happen. She don't need your charity. So I don't hope you trying to do this for a charity case to make you feel better about yourself because you taking care of a woman or her kid. Is it because you think she easy? A lot of brothers deal with this. A lot of brothers feel like because she has kids, you automatically think that she's easy and you can have your way and you got a place to go stay. And that's not what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Is you lonely? Let's be real. You may not want to date a woman with children, but because you don't want to trust in God and wait, you might say, well, she's a nice girl. She might got a kid, but whatever. Don't do that. Don't nobody want your handouts. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. But if you want to be here, then be here, right? Do you see the value, right? Is she a builder, right? Does she share the vision? Can you share your vision with her, right? Do she want more kids? That got to be something you got to ask her. She might say, look, big dog, I'm out of here. I'm done. And if y'all don't have that and y'all not equally yoked, then you have to understand, all right, she don't want kids. I do want kids. You ain't got to settle for that, right? Capacity. Do she have the capacity to be the woman that you feel like God has called you to have, right? Because she might be over here. She might be over there. She might have a lot going on. You still got to check her capacity. All right. Bring value. Are you bringing value? You got to ask yourself before you engage in dating, do you bring value to it? Because it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Are you a God-leading man? First and foremost. You not only got her soul you leading, you got many souls that you leading now. You got to be a God-leading man. Do you have a fatherly spirit? I'm going to stand by this. Not everybody is meant to be a parent, male or female. So you got to ask yourself, did God oil me to be a dad, right? Do you have single mom patience? What you got to understand about single mom patience is that, do you have patience for her? This person is probably used to doing everything herself, being in control, trying to figure it out on her own, hard to ask help. It could be multiple reasons. You got to have patience, bro, with this woman. Okay, she might not easily just come to you. You just got to see the need and take care of it. Do you have the capacity? You got to ask yourself, is taking on a woman and a kid too much? Because what y'all doing is, y'all are going out here, bros, and y'all are dating these women and marrying these women with kids, and you don't want to raise kids. You just want her. You can't have it like that. Again, this video is not for the ladies. This is for you, brothers, because I know y'all. I know some of y'all are really dealing with this right now. And you got to ask yourself, do you have the capacity? Because you might not have the capacity at 21. Okay, if you're 21, focus on yourself. You ain't got to date nobody with kids. But when you get 30, 32, 33, or in your late 20s, you got to open up and understand. Some people have children now. You might got to wait a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Do you have unconditional love? What y'all got to understand is, I'm not blowing smoke out my crack. My wife is the first person I've ever been with that didn't have kids. Ever. So I done had baby mamas, 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, old fish, new fish, yellow fish, blue fish. I done had it all. So I know what I'm talking about. Every time I got into a relationship, I love the woman and I love the child. That means that no matter how the woman made me feel, I didn't take that out on the child. If I was upset with something that the child did, I didn't take that out on the woman. You got to know how to have unconditional love both ways. All right? Next, we're going to go to leadership and discipline, right? This is one of my favorite categories right here. First, you got to identify. I know you can't see it. Leave me alone. You have to safely communicate areas where her leniency is stunting child development. Meaning, you can't just go to her and be like, you a bad mama, and you being a bad mama. No, bro, that's how you lose your bottom teeth. What you got to do is be able to communicate effectively where you feel like, okay, look, babe, I feel like you're being a little bit too lenient in this area right here. I think that maybe you should toughen up in these areas. Find the right words to use. Can you adjust to where the child is and not where you think the child should be? Meaning, you're going to come into a woman's life. Sometime the children may already be raised. They may already be at a certain level. You got to ask yourself, if this child is at a point where you think that they should be a little bit further, or you might feel like they might be moving a little bit too fast, can you identify that and effectively communicate, but meet that child where they are? Okay? You have to understand parental weak points and strengthen with the backing and foundation of scripture. Meaning, can you identify where this woman is right now as you watching her be a parent, see the weak points, but also be able to help strengthen it by backing it up with scripture in that area. All right? You have to know how to build in section 3 of leadership and discipleship. What does that look like? Okay. Can you establish a Christ-centered home as a non-negotiable without explanation? What does that mean? That means that you are the leader and the priest of that household. You're going to set rules and regulations under God, and nobody outside of that can disrupt it. That means I don't care what the baby daddy say. I don't care what the mama say. You are the one that is in control of this household, meaning under God. So when I say control, you are the person that sets the God-given laws and order in you. For me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else can come through that. You got to build that up. All right. Can you uplift and encourage a child that has ways you don't like? Let's be real. I done met some kids and I'll be like, Lord, forgive me. This little boy, I'm telling you, he made me want to. Can you still uplift and encourage him even though he's a certain way? Simple enough. All right. Can you establish boundaries of rules and regulations under Christ for protection And anything that threatens it, you are the protector of that home. You got to set boundaries. If you marry a woman and got kids, you got to let her know, look, I understand that you felt like just because your daughter 13, 14, and you was able to go get on the MARTA bus and go places, you might have to say, I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel like we need to set up a boundary. I think that she needs to be in the house at a certain time. Can you safely communicate that? Because at the end of the day, you are now the leader of that household under God, right? I know you ain't gonna like that one, but it's the truth. All right. Respect. RESPECT. Find out what that means to me. Okay. Can you healthily communicate when her priorities have fallen below the Christ-like standard? You know what that means? That means that when you have set a standard in the home under God, and you see that she might be slipping, she might have said, hey, if their homework ain't done, no iPad. And sometimes mothers can be very soft, meaning the child, mama, can I just still get my iPad? Can I come out punishment early? You have to be the man and say, babe, remember the standard. Don't hit her with that, remember what you said. No, remember the standard. We said that when we set a rule in the law that nobody is going to come over that. That's how you help strengthen her in her parenting, right? Now, look, I ain't no parental therapist, okay? I'm just telling you what worked for me when I was in those situations. You have to set the boundary and the standard and communicate effectively when she's slipping beneath that standard, right? Can you realign her even when she got lost in the sauce? Brother, you got to understand, some women you're going to meet and they're going to have kids, you're going to be like a breath of fresh air. You're going to be flowers, cards, and candy. You're going to be taken out every weekend. And guess what? Sometimes they can get so used to that they might start slacking off on their parental duties. I'm going to give you an example. Now, usually this is when they're a lot younger. When I was younger, I dated this girl, right? For 3 months, she didn't have no job. 3 months. Now, we like in our early 20s. She would walk out the house every day and act like she was going to work so her mama would watch the kids. Because you got to understand, in the black household, if you ain't got no job going to school, parents ain't really willing to watch no children. You know what I'm saying? Caucasians, y'all ain't got them problems. Okay? So she would have to wear her uniform out the house just to act like she going to work. And she would just come back to my house. She did that for 3 months. God said, you are in the wrong. That girl need to be at work or at home with her baby. So you got to be able to just realign and say, look, I understand we kicking it, and it's been a minute since you've been kicking it, but you a mom first, all right? Can you maintain a comfortable tone in your disgruntlement in front of the children, even in body language? So what that means is you're going to be frustrated and you're going to be disgruntled at times, whether with her mother or with the situation or with life. Can you maintain a visible, good communication and body language, not slouching, not her calling your name from the kitchen and you ignoring her? Like, can you really provide a good tone in front of the children? Y'all handle that upstairs. You know what I'm saying? But it's important that you show them y'all loving each other both ways, okay? Now, think about my favorite section right here, because I'm going to just be real and I'm going to end it with this. The children's dad. All right, let me just be honest, right? You got about 4 different type of daddies, right? You got 4 different type of daddies that you're going to deal with. I'm just here to help you overcome these situations. Okay, you got Chris, right? I named this guy Chris because Chris's get so much bad names out here in the world. It's like everybody named Chris be doing something crazy. So we're going to give Chris, we're going to make Chris the good baby daddy, right? Chris going to be your BFF. That's going to be your brother for life. I'm telling you, y'all are going to get along so well, it's going to be scary. He's understanding. He's respectful. He's moved on. He don't want her no more. Look, they did their thing. It didn't work out. They cool. They cool with co-parenting. He the one that you're going to be able to call when she getting on your nerves. And she going to kind of hate on y'all relationship. But yeah, I'm talking about, yeah, that's how it is. Y'all going to be locked in. You want to know who the Christians is in the world? Those people you see on social media where it might be a graduation and the shirt might say dad, mom, and then stepdad and mom. Like, yeah, them the Christians. That's going to be your guy. That's going to be your dude. You know what I'm saying? I done met some Christians back in my day. They still my partner to this day, right? Then you got Mermaid Man, all right? Let me tell you about Mermaid Man. He really cool for real. Mermaid Man really cool for real. He about 85% consistent, right? He always trying. You know, when you talk to Mermaid Man, bro, what's going on with you, man? I'm just trying, bro. I'm just trying. You know what I'm saying? He always got a new job. Every day, he always got a new job. Every day, every week, he got a new job, right? Now, Mermaid Man probably put himself on child support, right? So he be good because he be trying to get off now, because back in the day, he probably like, I'm going to put myself on child support, trying to beat her to the punch. But in reality, he really trying to come off, so he be on his best behavior, right? Every now and again, Mermaid Man go missing, but it ain't never more than like 2 weeks. You might, you talk to your daddy, and the baby like, no, I ain't talking to my dad. Usually he just go through stuff. He just disappear for like 2 weeks. That's Mermaid Man, right? All right. But at the end of the day, though, he really cool. I can't flex on him. He really cool, right? Now he's like an every other weekend dad. Maybe not every weekend during the week, maybe twice a month. You know, he's the every other weekend dad. You know what I'm saying? Usually with Mermaid Man, it really be his girl that do everything. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the birthdays and the parties and stuff, she be the one that really be like doing everything, like getting the gifts, picking out the Christmas gift. It don't be Mermaid Man, but you know that. But he's so cool. He's so cool. You really can't be mad at him. So when I say 85% of the time consistent, you know, he might not be on time with the school shoes, but you know they're going to come sometime that month. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You really can't be mad at Mermaid Man. You just one of them people you just can't be mad at, just who he is. Then you got Barnacle Boy. All right, look. Barnacle Boy be trying, right? He say he don't want to be with his baby mama, but we all know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? 45% consistent. Meaning, yeah, it's school time. He know it's school time. You probably ain't going to get them shoes on school, but they might show up sometime in October. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So another thing I know about Barnacle Boy is you got to catch him on payday. I'm talking about before he realizes check it. You got to call him at 6 o'clock in the morning. Because if you try to call him around 11 o'clock, 12, when he already got paid, that money gone. Just be real. That cash out request is just sitting there, right? What's the next one? He going to try to finesse. Barnacle Boy always trying to finesse. I don't know what's with him, but he just always trying to finesse. Something out of you. He just always trying to finesse. You know what I'm saying? Then you got him because he want to be hood so bad. Barnacle Boy really ain't hood. His grandma just in the hood, and he just be over there. He ain't did nothing. He just there. You know what I'm saying? He gonna really be borrowing money from y'all. Barnacle Boy be borrowing money from y'all. I'm just gonna be real. Hey bro, Chris, you got $20. You think you can add Keisha, you got $40. I'm just trying to do. That's really Barnacle Boy. You know what I'm saying? He will watch the kids. Mind you, I said watch, not raise. Barnacle Boy is the guy that you call when you want to go on vacation, Valentine's Day, last minute babysitter, whatever. He will watch the kids. You just gotta let him know like 3 days in advance. You can't just spring it on him. But he will watch his kids. He ain't raising no kids, but he will watch them. You know what I'm saying? He always got a new girlfriend. And the thing is, with these new girlfriends he got, he swept it down that the girlfriend don't be trying to keep him away from his kids, but she do. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, Barnacle Boy really like y'all bonus child. I'ma just be real. I get he's the baby daddy, but Barnacle Boy is really like the bonus child. I'ma just be real. Last but not least, the Dirty Bubble. I don't even need no notes for the Dirty Bubble. I can tell you all about the Dirty Bubble. The Dirty Bubble is going to be a pain in your know what. You know what I'm saying? He is the thorn that Paul described in the Bible. Let me tell you about the Dirty Bubble. He just mad all the time for no reason. I really believe, as much as I hate to say this, he hates his children's mother. I'm talking about she could do anything. He just hates her. He's not going to watch the kids. He's going to drop them off at his mama house and pop in every now, rub their head, be like, you know daddy love you, right? That's all he going to do. He ain't never got no money. You can't never hit him up, but he always mad about something. He the type that usually when you just meet a chick and she got a dirty bubble as a baby daddy, he usually the one that be hating. Oh, you ain't gonna let me see my kid. You got this dude around my kid. That's who the Dirty Bubble is. Everybody know a Dirty Bubble. You probably friends with a Dirty Bubble. I'm just being real. Him right here, man, let me tell you, me and the Dirty Bubble almost got into a lot of fights back in the day. I had a lot of fights, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's over with now, but I'm just telling you. The Dirty Bubble, he's the type of person that will sit up here and try to tell you that you ain't a good parent because he watched the kids 2 weekends in a row. Don't let him watch the kids 2 weekends in a row. He gonna feel like he can critique your parenting style. How you deal with the dirty bubble, you just gotta ignore him. It's gonna be hard, brother, but you really just gotta ignore him. Like, he's one of them people where you just ignore him long enough, he will go away. He'll come back. He like the devil. Like God said, Satan said he'll go away for a time and come back. You just got to keep ignoring him. Keep ignoring him. Keep him in your prayers. Hopefully one day that he accepts the salvation of Jesus Christ. But I hope this helps somebody. You